Hello everyone, today we have new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to take a look at the fresh release from Eduard. That's a 1/72 scale set, and it comes as a weekend edition. It's a Fokker D.VII OAW manufacturer, and we have a commercial sample, so it means you will get exactly the same stuff as what you'll see in this video review. So we are going to open it together and check what is supplied in this small box. Well, I would say size is standard for Eduard Profi packs and weekends, not only for the weekends, because we saw some Profi packs released in the same size box. Here you can see comparison with my hand, for example. We have really beautiful box art here. Next, on this side here, you can see address of the manufacturer and also some information about the kit, that it's not a toy, obviously. And here we have 4 marking options for this release. They're really colorful, so it would be cool to copy one of them in this 1/72 scale kit. By the way, kit number is 7407. So let's open it. It's a top opening box. And here's what we have inside. So all frames are packed into the same plastic bag, as you can see. We also have assembly manual, but we'll take a look a bit later. First, I would like to start with this plastic bag, which is dedicated to various sprues. Well, actually there are 4 small sprues which are interconnected together. And now we are going to start with one of them. So here it is. Let's place it like that. Zoom in a bit. So here you can take a look at the first frame pair, let's say, and as you can see, we have mix of various parts. For example, here we have landing gear wheels, here we have them as well, but here we also have engine parts, and here as well. So why do we have, I would say, doubling parts, and why they're included in this model at all? Because manufacturer or Eduard planned to copy several versions of this aircraft, and that's why they come as a standard, let's say, supply. But it doesn't mean, obviously, that they won't be used. Actually, they will be used, because for a particular version you will need only one type of parts. And now we can zoom in even further so that you can see all these parts in a bit more detailed way. So here we take a look at the first part of the sprue. Just give me a second, maybe I'll make a bit brighter picture, so now it should be better visible. So here you can note the one-piece pilot seat. We also have this front radiator grille, if we can call it so, and also note engine parts here. Let's not forget that this is a 1/72 scale kit, so that's why it is even more surprising to see such features included out of the box. For example, here you can see another engine house, and they look really great. They just demand a bit of careful painting, and it will be a nice thing to have on your model. Next, we continue with landing gear wheels and some tiny parts. By the way, when I'm saying that they're tiny, here you can see comparison with my hand. So in some cases it's better to use tweezers, not to try anything dangerous with bare fingers, because it would be really tricky to handle all this stuff with bare fingers. But other than that, I do not see any possible molding issues. I do not see any possible problems in the parts division, so I think it should be easy to combine all together. And next we continue with another pair of sprues. So here it is. Here we have fuselage halves and also wing parts. So it is interesting as well, because again we have pair of fuselage halves. We have also several types of this landing gear parts, several types of propellers on both sides. So I guess again it's worth zooming in and checking everything closer. So let's turn it a bit to the side. So here you can see fuselage halves. Both look really nice, and again attachment points are thin enough in order to carefully separate them without damaging. Here you can see, by the way, the tail fin, which is molded together with rudder. Next we continue with the wing which is molded together with ailerons, and that's really cool because in such small scale I wouldn't say it's necessary to have these ailerons molded separately, so in my opinion this is a good thing. Next we continue with the lower wing. Here you can see another pair of fuselage halves and tail wing, which is molded together with elevators, and another 4 pieces of propellers. Frankly speaking, I wonder why there are so many propellers, because is it like that many differences between various manufacturers? If you know it, write it in the comment section. Here you can take a look at the internal section, or let's say interior of this fuselage halves. As you can see, there are some minor features, but obviously they will be detailed with separately molded parts. But because we are dealing with a weekend kit here, it means you won't have any PE parts included. Maybe decals, we will see it further in the video, but definitely not PE parts. And in case you would like to get PE parts, you will have to get this set, which we reviewed before. You can find it easily on our YouTube channel. I definitely recommend it for professional modelers who would like to have more features, because it would be a great investment in order to get a bit more fine detailed aircraft. Now I am going to check what else we have here in the box. So of course we have decal sheet, so just give me a second. Because decal sheet is packed, I will zoom out a bit. So it is packed into this plastic bag, and that's why I need to open it. Just give me a second. And actually we have several decal sheets here, so I just need to take them out of the plastic bag. Okay. Of course they're printed in Eduard, so you shouldn't be worried about any quality issues. And they have also backing paper, as you can hear, maybe even. So I will close the lenses a bit so that it will be more visible. Let's zoom in. And now you can see that here we have lozenge and rib tapes printed in form of decals. So some of you will say that these elements can be copied with masks. Well, I would be happy, let's say, to see you doing this, because all we know that this is a really tedious work. It will require a lot of cutting, mask cutting, and also mask application and removing, whereas you can also just apply these decals and be fine with the finish, because these decals can be also applied without backing film, and that would be even more fine featured camouflage. So it's up to you. But as I said, we also have a second decal sheet, so I will show it in a second. Here it is. And this one is even more interesting, so I will give you a second to check why it is more interesting. In case you haven't noticed yet, we have a whole wing decal for the top wing. This is a really surprising addition from Eduard. Obviously it will be employed only for one of the camouflages. We also have these stripes for the fuselage. We have this, I would say, black edges for the tail section of one of the fuselage, these nice skulls. And maybe I can bring it closer so that you can check the printing quality, which is really good. And as I said, there are 2 options on how to apply these decals. Eduard recently published methods in their Eduard info, so if you would like to read more about it, definitely check their magazine, because it's a good way to learn a new thing about Eduard kits. And one more thing here is the assembly manual, so just let me take it. Okay, so here it is. And assembly manual is printed in form of color printed brochure, so we have short history note here on the first page. Next, if we open it, we continue with the parts map, and assembly process starts with the cockpit, so note how detailed it will be. As you can see, we even have decals for seat belts, and do not forget that this is a 1/72 scale kit, and still we have all these features included. Next, we continue with an engine, and there are some optional parts which should be used only for one marking option, so pay attention to that. Next, we continue with the cockpit walls. We also apply some decals for the compass, if I am right. Here we have to cut the coding panels for the marking B. We have to cut some other sections for the marking C and D. So it's really some stuff to do. Next we continue with joining fuselage halves together, and again you have options of the fuselage parts, so pay attention to that. It will depend also on the marking option you pick for your build. Next we continue with the tail surfaces and lower wing, also these radiator panels. Again, choice depends on the marking option. We install machine guns, which can be also replaced with the resin upgrade from Eduard themselves. And next we proceed with the top wing together with struts, so it will be a bit of alignment play, so be ready to work with that. Next we continue with landing gear, which is installed obviously from the bottom. We install propeller. Here we do some rigging. So as far as I remember, this aircraft should have a lot of rigging, and that's why you should be ready for that as well. Next we continue with rib stripes. As you can see, we have a whole page dedicated to this, so do not miss it. And next we have first marking option. So it's aircraft from August 1918, quite nice because it's bright and red and it has skull here. But that's not all, because we have 3 more. Here you can see aircraft from August 1918. This one is from September 1918, also quite bright one. And this one has really interesting fuselage art. And one more here, which was actually supplied with the whole decal, so it's aircraft from September 1918 with large B. Okay, so this kit should be already available. As I said, you can get it on official Eduard website, and link will be in the video description. Also in the video comments section you can write what do you think about this kit. If you like this video, do not forget to press the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye!